Alrighty, folks, over the last week or so, you have heard me talk with multiple real estate agents about I see a repeat of last year. You've heard me talk to a couple of flippers recently. I'm like, guys, I'm imploring you, don't repeat the mistakes of last year. Now let's talk to a mortgage guy because I think we can do the same things. And as a team buyer, there are things you could deploy today that you probably couldn't deploy in the spring. Let's welcome Matt, the mortgage guy, to the show. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I see the same setup for last year. We came out of a hot spring selling season, up, up, up. Now we have rates over 7%. Things are slowing down. So if you happen to be a buyer, it's time to get aggressive, write those disrespectful offers, but also you can get seller credits, you can do buy downs, you can do all these things. So remind us what worked last year, because I think some people may have forgotten.
Yeah, you know what? We went on a run in Q4, and I looked back at some data I had where 80 to 85% of the loans we wrote had a buy down of some sorts. 1-0 buy down, 2-1 buy down, 3-2-1 buy down. I'll explain what those are. There's going to be another opportunity to do the same thing. I can feel it. I can already see it. And, you know, if you put a little bit of time and effort into a strategy, you can sit back and look and, you know, if you follow one rental at a time, if you think that, you know what, maybe these rates are going to be around 7% longer than I thought, right? Maybe it will be 18 months before I can refinance, or 24 months, or who knows, 3 years. What could I do today that would set me up to, you know, have a mortgage that I'm comfortable with? Well, if you don't know about the buy down, it's a beautiful product. It happens to work a lot better when you can get seller credit, because that's the best way to structure these things, is the seller pays. And to keep it really simple, you buy a house for, let's call it $600,000. You get a seller that's willing to give you $18,000 in credit. And with that $18,000 in credit, you can buy the rate down 3% in year 1, 2% in year 2, and 1% in year 3. And then years 4 through 30, it's wherever it started. So for simple numbers, let's call it 7%, but you start at 4. So you got a payment that's based on a 4% rate for 12 months. Then it goes to 5% for 12 months. Then it goes to 6% for 12 months. And I don't have it in front of me to tell you exactly what the price would be. But it's probably sub 20,000. It's probably somewhere in that range of 18,000.
Yeah,
And
the key to all of this is it's funny how we forget things. For seemingly 4 months, the 3-2-1 buy down, the 2-1 buy down, they were how deals were getting done. Then the market got hot, demand got small, and we kind of forgot. And rates went down. Let's be clear, rates went down. But now we're back. And again, I want people to realize the marginal demand is stacking up. So write those offers, get every credit you can, get a lower price, get the seller to kick in stuff. It's the time to get aggressive. Buyers make deals in every market, every time. It's just, you want to be competing, or at least I want to compete when there are less buyers. I get better deals when there are less buyers. And I think that's where we are. And these buy downs, I can't believe people forgot about them already.
yeah, and the thing is some people forgot about them. Some people never thought about them. And, you know, just to get some stuff off my chest while we're talking about it, I'll talk to a buyer. They will put so much effort and energy into saving $10,000 on a home purchase. Very little effort or energy into how they structure the mortgage. And the numbers are clear. $10,000 in a buy down scenario saves you hundreds of dollars a month. Saving $10,000 on the purchase price saves you $55 a month. It's not even close. It's not even a discussion. If you're talking about your monthly payment, for most people, that's the most important thing. And I just happen to think that, like, hey, if rates are high now, but 2 years out, we all think they're going to be a little bit lower, wouldn't it be cool to have a lower rate now, let it trickle up, and then by the time we're able to refinance lower, you know, like, that's the play. And I think it's really, really clear in my seat. Some people will go out there, they'll spend effort and energy looking at deals. And the thing to me, Mike, that just drives me bananas, they'll get into contract.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, well, like, you should have hit me up. Like
Yeah.
we've been checking in with you to see what's going on. The day before you write the offer or the afternoon of, let's say, what would it look like at 605 with 15,000 in credit? What would and you want to write the offers that make sense to you. Good news, buyers. That's what's coming. You're going to get offers accepted that work for you. It's not what do we have to do to get the seller to accept us because there's 14 people offering. It's 27 days on the market. We're going to write terms that work for us and then let the seller decide. How bad do you want to sell? You've said you wanted to sell, you put it on the market 27 days and you've got a couple, crickets and maybe a few showings. I'm here, I'm ready. These are my terms.
Yeah. Do you want to sell or need to sell? Again, I like to buy from folks that need to sell in a slow market in the winter. I went back years ago and looked at where most of my purchases were. I think it was like 72% of my purchases were between October and the end of the year.
Wow.
It's just consistent every year that when it slows down. I make offers every month, probably pretty consistent. I would probably say the summer I make less offers, but not many less offers. But yeah, I get more yes answers because again, I'm cheap. I only write deals that make sense. And again, historically speaking, I like, and again, you got to do the work now to pounce on the deals later in the year. So
yeah,
I'm excited for what's coming.
Me too. One thing I want to say, because people will interpret what they want. I'm not saying it's going to get progressively better and December 24th is the best deal you're going to find between now and then. I'm saying be looking, scratching.
You got to do the work every day. If you took what I just said and says, oh great, I'm not going to buy till October, you miss the point. I do work every day of every week of every month. It just happens that my sellers say yes more often because I write the same crazy offer in January and June and October.
Well, because I find the sellers. You've got a story where it was a specific seller that had to sell, right? And so they took an L, they took a lower price. And, that's what I'm telling buyers that we're working with now. I don't know when the offer that you write that makes sense for you is going to be accepted by a seller, but it might be late August. It might be middle of September. It might not be till January. Later in the year, or, things sitting on the market for longer doesn't account for the buyer who closed on their Tennessee property in mid-July. They've got a payment coming up September 1st. And they're like, you know what?
Exactly.
I'm going to accept this offer the end of August because I don't want to carry two payments. Even if it's $15,000 less than I thought, that same seller in 2 months or that same property you're looking at, you're like, well, it's 2 months later. I should have a better, time negotiating. That seller might not have the same problems that the August seller has. And so you just have to uncover a seller that's motivated enough to give you your terms.
At the end of the day, folks, you need to work with, you need to do the work to find the deals and write the offers. But kind of as Matt said, you've got to work with a mortgage professional that's willing to help you understand how to write the best offer that's best for you. Not many mortgage brokers are willing to run those scenarios. He and his team happen to be one of them. How would they reach out to you?
If you go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form, work with me and the team in the 48 states we're licensed in, I promise you, I love this stuff. If I ran scenarios and helped buyers win all day, every day, and then we just had story after story of, we got 17,000 in concessions, paid for some of the closing costs, did a 2-1 buy down. This kind of stuff is what I'm in business for, Mike. And so if you're a buyer and you're excited about Q4 like I am, we had a phenomenal Q4 of 2022. And to your point, Mike, we're going to repeat it and probably have an even better one. Investors that are active and looking for deals. I've got, some really hungry investors who I'm working really closely with, and I'm excited for them because I know that they're going to get great deals. Greatmortgagebroker.com. We're looking forward to talking to you.
Awesome, folks. Look him up. He's helping one rental at a time, folks, across the country. Greatmortgagebroker.com. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike.